So first, what I've learned about feminist perspectives on globalization. Globalization is the way the world is becoming more connected through economics, politics, culture, and technology. It includes things like international trade, migration, and advancements in communication. Feminists look at globalization from unique angles, exploring how it impacts women specifically. One example is digital globalization. Social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook have helped movements like #MeToo that spread worldwide, shining a light on gender-based violence. But these same platforms can expose women to online harassment, showing that technology can help but also harm gender equality. Another example is migration. Many women, especially from poorer countries like the Philippines and Central America, leave their families to work as caregivers or domestic workers in richer countries. This creates a care chain where women's labor supports wealthy economies while their own families often face emotional and financial challenges. Feminists argue that this is a gendered inequality rooted in globalization. I also learned that economic globalization brings policies like free trade, deregulation, and privatization. While these are supposed to make economies more efficient, they often hurt the most vulnerable, like women, who lose access to social services such as healthcare or education. Structural adjustment policies or SAPs, for example, force poorer countries to cut public programs, which affects women the most since they rely on these services more heavily. Political globalization, on the other hand, creates global intuitions like the United Nations and European Union. These organizations try to address problems like violence against women or lack of education. But feminists argue they often favor Western or corporate interests, failing to help those who need it most. Why this is impactful to me? This topic opened my eyes to how interconnected the world really is, and how globalization affects people differently based on their gender, race, and class. It's clear that while globalization offers opportunities, it also deepens inequalities, especially for women. I've realized how important it is to examine the systems we take for granted and to think about how global policies impact real lives, particularly for those who are already vulnerable. This perspective pushes me to question the fairness of our world and inspires me to be more aware of how I can advocate for equality and justice.